Hello and welcome to Have. I swear to God, aging is not for sissies, y'all. I'm Sherry and welcome to Home Help and Heart. Um, I thought I'd come back on here and do a little update plus of something that I did 2 times ago, I think. Um, so what happened? I had done a video about Noom and about the fact that I had done the 4 week um, trial, free trial, and I got really PO'd that the guidance side of the house was just not working for me at all. Move this over just a touch. So I quit, and that's when I did the last video. Well, I don't know. Right away after I left, they started sending me emails and saying, could you tell us why you quit? Well, y'all know me, right? I told them point blank, right? I said I loved the lessons. I loved the food logging. That doesn't bother me. I don't have any problem with that. I said, but the guidance side of the house was a complete and utter failure. So anyhow, like 2 weeks goes by. And I'm going through my email and I go, why would Noom be writing me now? So I go and I open the email and they're giving me a price, an offer I can't refuse, as the Godfather would say. They gave me a really good price to come back. So it did. Because, as I said in my previous trial video, that I really liked the program. I liked everything about it except the guidance side. So I came back for another trial. I think this one was a 6-week trial. And the price that the deal that they had given me was a good chunk of money off of a 6-month membership. So I would go back in on trial and then I would just immediately transition into membership. So, and they were very, very clear about all that up front. So I was good with that. So I thought, here, we'll see how this goes on the guidance side. Meanwhile, I will just do my thing on the other side. Take my lessons, log my food, weigh. I did get a new scale. I think I might have told y'all in the last one that my old scale, which I absolutely loved, it was a very, very good scale, but the batteries corroded, and even after I took the corroded batteries out and went through all these steps that I saw on YouTube about how to clean out the corroded springs and all that, even with new batteries it wouldn't work. So I had to get a new scale, because they don't require, but they like for you to weigh in every day, and I don't always. I didn't today, but I do most of the time. So I went back, and within the first day, maybe the second day, they said, are you going to be okay with the Noom guide, or would you rather have a one-on-one coach? And right away I said, I want a one-on-one coach. Well, what you may remember from the last video is that I was only doing like a 4-day trial that time. No, had to have been a little bit longer than that. But anyhow, it wasn't like 10 or 14. Some people say you get a 2-week trial. I certainly did not. I think it was 7, now that I think about it. Well, I asked for a one-on-one coach that time, right up front too, when they asked me, do you want a coach or do you want to go with the Noom guides? Well, I didn't know, so I did say coach, and my coach didn't get assigned until I was about to leave, and the first message I got from her was after I had left, saying, I'm sorry I don't work the weekend and you left on a Sunday and blah, blah, blah. So this time, I'm telling you, they listened. Because when they said, you want a one-on-one or the guides, I said one-on-one. I mean, before too long, I'm getting an email from Coach Anne-Marie. And, she has been right there with me. She's not the most responsive, but I don't know how many people she's dealing with, as a coach. So she's very helpful and very responsive in terms of when she does respond. She has great things to say. She will challenge me in things. She will challenge my thinking of things, and she will give support and all kinds of things. So anyhow, that is going very well. Then I got further along in my lessons than I did the first time because I'm here much longer this time. And I found out that you also get a group coach. Well, I thought when I transitioned into a group, it's a group of other Noom members who may be, I guess, anywhere on the process, or maybe they're all beginners. I'm not sure. They seem to be mostly beginners. So I figured when I transitioned over to the Noom group, and that has its own coach, that my one on one coach would go by the wayside. So I sent her a note and I said, I figured that this is goodbye. And I just wanted to thank you for, everything you've done for me. I really appreciate it. And she said, no, I'm still here. So she and I still talk. She's been off the end of this week. But yeah, we talked right before she left. And yeah, she's really cool. And then my group coach is Lauren, and my group is large, but there's only like 4 of us or 5 of us that say anything besides the coach. So I'm having a really good time this time. I am much happier camper, and I hit a number on the scale yesterday that I have not seen in probably easily 15 years. So happy with that. So one of the other things I wanted to show you is that the Noom app will hook in with various devices like a Fitbit and stuff to take your activity right from the device and throw it into Noom so that you don't have to sit there every day and go, I ran, I walked, I biked, blah, blah, blah. So the list is not extensive, and I tried to, but Polar was on there. And I used to wear a Polar fitness watch all the time, super cheap one though. And the last one, when the last one I took it in for a battery, they said it's gone. So then I didn't buy another one right away because I think that was like after Missy died or something. So got me a new fitness watch. This is a Polar Unite. Just like in any Fitbit or anything, you got 6 million different styles or whatever within the brand. So this is a Polar Unite. It was a lot more than my old Polar. But it's not like it's as expensive as an Apple Watch or anything. Not even close. So there it is. Oh, I forgot to put it on the charger. Okay, so like, I don't know if you can see that. It will tell you if you want to start doing an activity, then you press that and tell it what activity, and then it'll track it. The thing I do not like is it does not track it automatically. I thought it would. The Polar did. My cheap Polar did. So you figure I spent a lot more on this one. You would think it would. Because I kept getting on Noom in the morning. I'm trying to get back to the watch face so I can show you, but Lord have mercy. There's the watch face. It's very nice. I mean, it's not super fancy. I've thought about getting. I don't do Apple, so I thought about getting the Samsung version of the smartwatch, the Apple smartwatch. But yeah, I didn't really want to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But yeah, so I'm enjoying this so far, but I am having a problem with it. I'll get up in the morning, or I'll be going to bed at night, and I go into Noom app, and I'm like looking at making sure that I put my exercise in and stuff. Well, then it'll say Polar 0. Well, I rode my bike that day, or I did exercises, like whatever you call it. Um, and it would say 0. You've not done anything today. And in fact, yesterday when I was riding the bike, it told me you haven't had any activity since a week ago. So something is happening that I am not understanding the exact. Well, for the first point, at first I did not realize you had to tell it every single time when you're going to do anything for it to capture it. And it does need to be charged, and like on an USB, just like a phone or tablet. I don't like how much time I get off of a charge. I'm not real happy about that. Here again, I got one of the cheaper polars for now. I mean, like several years ago, well, many years ago, I've been wearing a green polar, cheap polar for years, and they always were very accurate. But this piece of shit, it's much more expensive, and it doesn't do half of what the old one did. But of course, the old one is not available anymore because now they got to have everything smart. So it's probably partially user error in that I'm not understanding the sequence of events. Like, do I have to go in and tell it to start the activity and then go back and tell it to end the activity, and then do I have to take another step? This is what I'm having a problem with. There are many days I go into Noom activity 0. Now you can put in your own activity, but if you do different things throughout the day, that gets a little annoying. Anyhow, yeah, I'm down. I don't know my starting date only because, my starting weight, only because my scale had been broken for some time. Not broken, but the eroded batteries, it would not work at all. So I had not been weighing for quite some time. So the only way I know how much I've lost approximately is because I have stayed pretty much in a zone of 2 pounds for probably the last 6 or 8 years. And that's 166 to 168. And I hit 160 yesterday. So I've lost somewhere in the vicinity of 6 or 7 or 8 pounds, but I don't know exactly. But yeah, it's going very well. And I'm not new to this kind of thing. I'm new to Noom, but I'm not new to like trying to figure out exactly what foods you can eat to like make the plan happy type of thing. I've done that before. Been on Weight Watchers twice, hated it. My dear friend Denise, who was just here visiting, she is a lifetime Weight Watcher. And my friend Jean, who was my best friend here in Rehoboth, and then she moved to Maryland, she was a lifetime Weight Watcher. They loved Weight Watcher, but and I know Weight Watcher is not a bad program. It's just I hate to count calories. I hate it. And my two experiences in Weight Watchers were Weight Watchers at work. It's a specific program where the person comes into your work at lunchtime, you weigh in, you sit down, you have a lesson. And both of those experiences were not happy. And the last one before I retired was really not happy. That bitch, excuse my French, she was, and I would say, like, okay, I had this. Now, how do I break that down into calories? And she would yell at me. And, I hadn't done Weight Watchers in 20 years before that. And, yeah, I had very bad experiences with the leader. It wasn't that I hated the program. I do hate to count calories. I do hate that. Well, you have to count points, not calories now. But anyhow, the thing I like about Noom, they do not demonize food. It does seem in the beginning that they do. But they will say many, many times throughout the lesson plans, no food is a bad food. There is no food that you can't have ever again. And I was, for many, many years of my dieting, prior to 2003, when I started the healthy lifestyle thing, I was an all or nothing person, and Denise is just like me. That's why we relate so much to each other, and we can talk about things so specifically because we are very much alike. We were both all or nothing thinkers. So if I made one goof on a diet that I was on prior to 2003, I'd be like, oh, well, I screwed it up. May as well not even try. But I'm not that anymore, but I'll still have to fight that mindset. And the thing about Noom is that it's done by psychologists, and they write the lesson plans to help you psych yourself out from that kind of stuff. Like they give you tools, psychological tools, so that when like this thing happens, you do that. It's really really good. And will I stay on it for the whole 6 months I paid for? I don't know, but what I do know is this: I picked, because I have such a hard time losing weight, I picked 150 as my first goal. So what I do want to do is I want to get to 150, and then I want to stay on Noom long enough that I can really nail down maintenance. Because when I lost a lot of weight in 2003 and 2004, that was my problem. I knew how to lose the weight, I knew what to do, but the maintenance, I never learned the maintenance part. Denise tried to teach me because she was already at goal then, but I just couldn't get it. And I think that Noom is preparing me better, that I might make it this time. I really hope I will. So it's so good to see you. I just wanted to give you that update and let you know that I am losing weight, and having a good time. So take care, be well, and always, you know what I'm going to say: be yourself. Take care. Bye.